All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makar Kadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. This is going to be a video on something that I stumbled across on the internet, and it's pretty much a gross video, man. And I didn't watch the video, but I stumbled upon how there's this term out there by where you see a lot of these women, these attractive women, these Instagram model women or whatever, and you always see them on the internet flaunting how nice of a life they're living and showing off how much money they've got and stuff like that in their lifestyle, right? But what it turns out is that, which we kind of already always know anyway, that the way how they get these things is through like gross means, right? Just the same way as with these celebrities. But there's a term out there for that particular type of spirit of what these women do, and it's called Dubai porta potties, right? And it's where these women get flown out to Dubai mainly by rich Edomites, like extremely rich Edomites and extremely rich Arabs, and which are really Ishmaelites, right? And they get number one and number two on them, man. It's real gross, man. All right, but the reason why I'm making this video, so lucky for all the talking before I actually go into the scriptures, but the reason why I'm doing this video is because I looked it up on Twitter, right? And in the first or second image is a woman, an Israelite woman, complaining about why it only, but she words it in why the main people that's always in the videos that she saw, because I ain't saw it, man. I ain't gonna look at that, man. I want to see that, right? I want to see that. That's gross, man. But what she said was that so lucky she said, why is it mainly African women? That's the way she worded it. She said it's mainly African women in the videos, and she was trying to say why ain't none of the African men standing up to protect them. And I'm thinking to myself, hang on, it's a voluntary, and even she mentions it in the image. She says it's voluntary, right? She says it's I know it's voluntary, but why ain't none of the strong African men or something like that? Why ain't they sticking up for us? And I'm thinking to myself, even if a man was to say something, they'd try and then turn around and say, well, are you going to give me that amount of money? Because these women are getting like 30 grand plus to be doing these vile acts, man, right? But let's go into the scriptures anyway, man. Let's go into it. Let's go into it, because loving money and trying to get riches the wrong way is just going to lead to you defiling yourself. This is Mark chapter 8. Mark chapter 8 and verse 35. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. For whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and for the gospel's sake, the same shall save it. So we ain't supposed to be trying to find our life in this wicked society, because you ain't going to have it. Whereas most of these women in the kingdom, right, most of these attractive Israelite women in the kingdom will just have a rich Israelite husband to get all the things beyond their wildest dreams in that day, right? But if you don't want to go through those demonic things, we'll just settle for a normal life then. Don't try and blame us, right? And the main reason of this lesson is that no matter what, man, everyone already really knows who's supposed to be in charge, man, and they know that it's supposed to be us, the Israelite men. Because when times get hard, the world always starts seeking for men to take control of things. Over there in Ukraine, as soon as things started going down, they got rid of all that LGBT talk, and the T's had to turn back into men, you know? The T's had to go back to what you really are. And the women that were T's trying to be men didn't want to be men no more. They wanted to go back to what they really are, you know? And with this situation, women are complaining and saying, where are the men to stand up? But why should we be protecting women that are like that? Why should we? Like, we just gotta always defend all manner of wickedness, man. That's what the Israelite woman thinks, which I'm gonna call her what she is right now in this world, man. The so-called black woman, right? These women don't act like Israelites, man. And I don't want to make another video going in on women, so I'm gonna stick to the point of this lesson, which is that no matter what, the world always expects the man and really knows that the men are supposed to be ruling, man, but they just play games. This is Mark chapter 8 and verse 35 again. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. For whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and for the gospel's sake, the same shall save it. For what shall it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his own soul? And that goes for women too. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? And that goes for women too. And what these women are doing out there to try and get riches, right, is disgusting, man. It's disgusting. They're doing all manner of vile acts to get some money, but then they're trying to show off their lifestyle. And then you other women out there and other men are being simple as hell when you see these celebrities showing off their lifestyle, right? Trying to tell you all you've got to do is just believe in your dreams and just stay dedicated and you can achieve it. But they're not telling you about that extracurricular shit that they was doing behind the scenes to get that money, man. They're not telling you where the real foundation of that money came from, which was something disgusting like that, right? They're not telling you what they really had to do. They're tricking you into trying to join on and do the same wickedness that they did, man. Because they ain't gonna want to let you get rich like how they are without you having to go through that. Because then they'll start thinking, man, so you mean to tell me I didn't have to do it? So when you try and start getting too high up in this society, you're gonna have to do some of the evil stuff that they did. And that's why it's better to just have a humble life right now. Get daily bread, like the scriptures say. Verse 38, Mark chapter 8 and verse 38. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. So we ain't supposed to be ashamed of Yahushua right now, because look at how these people are living. Look at their lives, man. They try and make us feel shamed for wanting to have beards on our face, right? For not wanting to be about that LGBT stuff, for not wanting to be liars, deceivers, and robbers, for not wanting to be murderers, for wanting to keep a righteous diet so that we can live forever and have a glorious life, for not wanting to have a moral code of people that you can't trust, right? Everyone in this world locks their door, locks their door, they're flipping chain up their door, bolt the door up, right? About 5 or 6 locks, maybe 5 or 7 damn locks on the door, right? Doing checks every night to make sure that their windows are closed and stuff like that. But then we're supposed to be happy to live in this world. You can't trust no one in this society, man. You can't trust no one under Esau's rulership because everyone's a scumbag, man. And everyone knows it, but they play these games. Now, let me go to this scripture, because you got women trying to expect to be protected when they're voluntarily flying out, they're going to the airport, flying out to these places to have these wicked acts done to them. But you've got some women out there that think that we're supposed to somehow step in and protect them. But sometimes you gotta not love money like that. You know what I mean? What does the scripture say? It says the love of money is the root of all evil. It don't say money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money. And if you're prepared to make somebody do that for you to get money, then you love money. And that's why you're going through the evil. Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. Salakia. That's not it. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 20. For the creature was made subject of... Man, that's not even a... Salakia. Let me read verse 18. Romans chapter 8 and verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. So we've got a whack life now, right? And everyone laughs at us. Oh, you're broke. There's nothing but lint in your pockets. You need to step your weight up. They laugh at our hair. They laugh if we got a receding hairline. They laugh if we got gaps in our beard. They laugh at our clothes. It's not up to date. It's not the latest swagger, right? They laugh if we ain't wearing name brands, you know? They laugh because we've just got humble jobs or we might not even have a job, you know? They'll laugh at these things. But what they're doing and had to do to get that money, we would never want to do that stuff. And they don't tell nobody that they did that stuff. They just tell everybody and try and show off the money. They don't show off what they actually did to get the money. And some people fall for this trick and try and chase that stuff and then end up diving into the same wickedness as the people that tried to show off. But we need to say, forget that stuff, man. They can keep that. Romans chapter 8 and verse 18 again. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory that shall be revealed in us. So what we're going to experience afterwards is going to be way better than what we're going through now anyway. Verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. And that's why you've got women out there crying, screaming out, asking for men to help them, for the Israelite men to help them in general. You got these Israelite women complaining for that, right? Because deep down they really know that they'll be enough, that they're nothing without us, right? And they can say whatever they want to say now. And for any woman that wants to stumble upon this video, right, and say otherwise, well, when the day the Lord comes, stay with that mindset then. Don't bother no Israelite man that you're around. Leave him alone, right? Don't try and make him get put into the lake of fire with you. You run and you go do whatever you think is necessary to do, and leave him the hell alone. Yeah, stay away from any Israelite man that you're around in that time, and leave them all alone. If you think you don't need them, leave them alone, right? Stay away from them if you really don't think you need them. Let me read this scripture. So lucky. Because the day is going to come where all this money that these women have, they're going to realize that that's not worthy in terms of protecting them. That's not going to be able to protect them from what's happening. This is Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, what day? He's talking about the day of the Lord. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And if you keep seeing me look down, it's because I'm looking at my my scriptures, man. All right, if you keep seeing me look down. And in that verse 1 again, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will wear our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Now, if there was 4 women or 7 women in a building together, all surrounded by each other, right? And they're like fighting against the day of the Lord. They're trying to survive together, right? But it's all women there. If they saw one 6'5" man, right, show up, they'll be happy as hell, man. Right? They'll be extremely happy because they'll think, man, our protection's here. But if they saw another woman show up, they'll be like, oh, that's another burden. And they can say that that's not the case all they want. But if women right now was to be going through something and they was to call the police, right? Even if men are, let's keep it balanced, let's keep it fair. If anyone calls the police when something bad's happening to them, they're going to be wanting a man to show up, because they know that a man's more of a better protector and a fighter than a woman is. If it comes to advice on something, people are normally going to want to get a man's advice, because a man's life's harder than a woman's life, so he's going to give better advice. Simple as that. But people like to lie and play these games, and that's why the world is like it is, man. But Yahweh's going to make men more precious than fine gold anyway, as the scriptures say. This is Isaiah 13 and verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man in a golden wedge of Ophir. And I'm probably going to do a quick lesson, or put up a thumbnail or whatever, showing that image of the woman complaining about the porta potty thing anyway, so that people can see what I'm talking about, man. Because like, it's amazing to me how women like to try and ask for men's help when things are going bad, but when they think that they can do it on their own and they want to, you know what I mean? Like, it's mad, man. They want you can't be proudful. You can't be proud if you've had to do that for money. But they are, though. These women are proud, right? Because they're lovers of themselves. Disgusting things that these people do for money, man. Disgusting. It's better to just live. In fact, let me get that scripture, because Yahweh didn't choose the glorious things of this world anyway. He didn't choose the glorious things of this world. He chose people that have just got normal lives, man. And even if their life might have been something else beforehand, well, when they turn to the Lord, a lot of those things start getting torn away, and some men might keep those things because they might be surrounded by more men to help their brothers, right? So that they can give alms and cover their sins. And others won't have that, but they'll have other gifts to help their brothers that they're surrounded by. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 25. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. So Yahweh ain't choosing some like big warriors, you know. He ain't choosing some Mike Tysons. He ain't choosing some Joabs and Absaloms, you know, Ben-ai. He ain't choosing David's mighty men in the reincarnate, you know. He ain't choosing them to just be to be the main type of people. That's not the main type of archetype of the people that God chooses. There might be some people that look mighty or whatever, but they've probably got certain health problems because what do the scriptures say? The scriptures say, "Though my outward man perish, the inward man is renewed day by day." So there might be certain brothers that you look at them and they'll look strong. They might be 6'5", whatever, but they've probably got a lot of things else going on because the scriptures would have to be fulfilled, man. Verse 27. But God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. In fact, let me go back to verse 26 again. For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh. So it doesn't say no wise men after the flesh. Not many mighty, not many noble accord. So there will be some. Verse 27. But God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and God have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, and the bastions of the world and the things which are despised have Yahweh chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. So if we're of the elect, man, if you're of the elect, if I'm of the elect, if we're part of the chosen, right? We're gonna confound all those people that thought that they was better than us in the flesh and in possessions. We're gonna confound them with when we get salvation from Yahweh Shai. We're gonna cut them to the soul spiritually because they're gonna think that what they had was more valuable than what we had, because the things that we had were the unseen things, but the things that they had were the seen things. But the scriptures speak about how hope is the faith of things that are not seen. So the things we're waiting for is still yet to come. But the things that they're waiting for, they can already see the rubbish that they're after, and it don't even look good. The lifestyles that they want, look at what this kind of things that you have to do for it, man. That's gross. Verse 29, that no flesh should glory in his presence, but of him are ye in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, of who Yahweh is made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification and redemption. So we're wise because we believe in Yahweh Shai. We ain't glorying in our wisdom, we ain't glorying in our might, and we ain't glorying in our riches, because to tell the truth, we don't even have those things for the most part. Not many people have those. So we can't glory in that even if we wanted to, because we don't have it. But even if we did have it, we'd still know that we're not supposed to glory in that, and we're supposed to glory in Yahweh Shai and in Yahweh. Verse 31, that according as it is written, he that glorieth, let him glory in the Lord. So that's what we're supposed to glory in. We ain't supposed to be trying to strive to be rich in this world, man. Right? Because the riches of this world are vain, and the things that you have to do to get the riches in this world are disgusting, because a disgusting group of people are in charge. And as is the ruler, so are his officers. And whatever type of person the king or the ruler is in charge is like, that's what everybody else is going to be in charge. I'm going to end the lesson there, man. Like, the world really knows that the man's supposed to be in charge and that they need protection, man. But they try and play games. And I'm going to end the lesson there. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.